Thanks for joining us. We begin with sad and tragic news out of Maple Grove High School. A student has died after suffering sudden cardiac arrest from doing a running workout on his own. This, according to a family spokesperson and school officials. Espoir Masite was a high school junior who ran track and field. Fire officials say ambulance crews responded last week after he had collapsed on a service road behind the high school. According to school officials, the collapse did not happen during a formal practice, as track and field is scheduled to begin next week. Osseo area school officials say extra support is available for students and staff who need time to reflect or talk with someone. Funeral services are planned for Tuesday, March 4th. Golden Valley police are investigating a crime spree that left a man with stab wounds.
This surprised me being in Golden Valley. You know, coming from a bigger city where I come from and much more type of a crime. This was surprising because Golden Valley is a real quiet community. You don't see these things happen often.
Police Chief Virgil Green says an 18-year-old man and another man in his 50s were at Theodore Wirth Park Friday morning. Police say they were possibly using drugs and got into a truck together. They crashed into a wooded area and the 18-year-old stabbed the older man in the leg. The younger man ran from the scene, then broke into a home near the park and stole an e-bike. Police later found him shirtless inside a park's maintenance building. Chief Green says assault and burglary charges are pending. Meanwhile, the victim's stab wounds were non-life-threatening. Green says the suspect may also be a person of interest in a car crash that killed an 11-year-old last week in Independence. A Brooklyn Center nonprofit aimed at helping immigrants and refugees is preparing to undergo a massive expansion project.
We are very, very excited. Everything has just come together so much smoother than I anticipated.
CAPI is planning to renovate its existing headquarters along Brooklyn Boulevard and also build a two-story, 8,900 square foot expansion for its new Immigrant Opportunity Center. Its desire to expand is a response to the increased demand for services, which include workforce development, food shelf access, health and wellness programming, and financial coaching.
We're excited to really double down on that effort of this is who we are. CAPI is here for immigrant and refugee communities, and we aren't going to go anywhere.
Groundbreaking on the $11.5 million project is expected to happen in July. A bill from a New Hope lawmaker could help nonprofits that train a special breed of four-legged helpers. Representative Cedric Frazier introduced a bill related to service dogs and homeowners associations. State law says HOAs can't ban service dogs, but they can prohibit service dogs in training. Frazier's bill would extend housing protection to service dog trainers. Can Do Canines in New Hope supports the bill. Executive Director Jeff Johnson told the legislature that volunteers are an essential part of their dog training.
Our volunteers host dogs anywhere from a few days to over 2 years at a time. And over the years, we've had potential volunteers who wanted to raise dogs for us, but despite owning their home, their HOA prohibited them from doing that.
The Housing Committee in the House of Representatives unanimously supported the bill. It's now headed to the Human Services Committee. Heads up for those of you who ice fish. If you haven't taken your ice house off the lake yet, now's the time to do it. As Emily Hogman reports, ice houses have to be taken off the ice by 11:59 on March 3rd.
This winter, as temperatures warm, Minnesota is getting to be on thin ice.
Ice deteriorates at the edge first because water and snow drains down.
The 50-degree temperatures come just in time. The Minnesota DNR says all ice houses have to be off the lake before March 4th. Conservation Officer Brent Grew is monitoring Medicine Lake in Plymouth as ice houses get cleared off.
I did have a house that I was a little worried that was going to be left, and thankfully it's gone. So I'm going to move on to Lake Minnetonka next.
Luckily, the Northwest Metro seems to be following the law. But if you don't, Grew cautions you could be fined.
$150 to $200 probably. But if it continues, it goes on like the next day, the next day, the next day. So it could add up in a hurry.
For those who have put off taking in their house, Grew says anglers should check ice thickness as they go out. He recommends also wearing a life jacket, bringing a rope, and letting a friend know when you head out.
What kind of ice you have there. Make sure you're checking at the shoreline to make sure that you can even get on, and just be very, very cautious and safe.
In Plymouth, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
The Minnesota company known for frozen dessert treats is making its way into Plymouth. Elk River-based JonnyPops has acquired an office building in Plymouth. The company purchased the 9800 at Bass Creek building. Cantel Medical sold the property for just under $10 million, according to a recently published real estate sales record. CCX News reached out to JonnyPops for further comment. Finance and Commerce reports that JonnyPops will use the Plymouth facility as its innovation center to help with research and development. It's now down to 31 semifinalists for Education Minnesota's annual Teacher of the Year honor. One of those semifinalists hails from Cooper High School. Garrett Bruce, a math teacher at Cooper, was named a semifinalist by an independent selection panel. Bruce was selected from an initial field of 142 candidates from across the state. In a social media post, Bruce says being selected as semifinalist doesn't quite feel real. 10 finalists will be selected in mid-March, with the winner being announced in May.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Several local high school boys swimming student athletes competed in the Section 5AA meet on Saturday. Chaz Moots has the recap.
Minnetonka East Middle School, the host of the Section 5 AA Swim and Dive Championships. Starting off in the 200-yard free, Irondale's Lucas Megahan takes first. Osseo's Alex Coastal second with a time of 144.66. Both qualify for the state meet. In the 200-yard IM, Wayzata's Henry Liu places first with a time of 153.15. The Trojans' Eli Kishish also qualifies for state. He took third. Noah Landry, a Wayzata sophomore, earned top marks in the 50 free. 21.54 was his time. JP Kirshner just 0.3 of a second behind Landry. They both qualify for state. One of the top performances of the afternoon came from Wayzata's Nathan Carr. He broke his own section record and the pool record in the 100 butterfly, clocking in a time of 48.70 seconds. Wayzata took first in all but 3 of the swimming events. The 100 breaststroke was one they did not. Osseo's Mason Krings took top marks with a time of 57.09 seconds. But the Trojans easily take home another Section 5 AA title, scoring 660 total points.
It feels really great. We know there is a standard, right? But it's not always a given. You know, you have to put in that work, you have to put in that focus and that confidence. And I think I think our hard work paid off. I think we came in and we did what we had to do.
In Minnetonka, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
Saturday night at the last session of the state individual wrestling tournament is a great spectacle. Jay Wilcox has highlights for the local wrestlers.
State individual wrestling final session starting with 3rd and 5th place matches. In black, Connor Peterson of Maple Grove shoots for a single and eventually gets a takedown in the 133-pound Class 3A 3rd place match. He wins by tech fall over Spencer Lee of Eastview. Another Crimson wrestler going for 3rd at 2:15. Ben Schultz gets the pin late in the match to beat Cooper Jonke of Waconia. In Class 2A, the 160-pound 3rd place match, Peyton Herbst of Ticino Grace has the lead but is taken down to his back by Bo Robinson of Little Falls. Robinson rallies to win 7-3. To girls matches, 190-pound 3rd place, Cooper's Falaki Olosesi is taken down by Jasmine Downer of Monticello as Downer wins it 6-2. Maple Grove's Carol Stevenson in black in the 155-pound 5th place match. Lane's Mandy Liu gets around for the takedown and beats Stevenson 10-3. The lone local wrestler in the finals in orange at 142 pounds, Osseo's Vivian Schroeder is pinned by Cassandra Gonzalez of Apple Valley, who wins her 3rd title as Schroeder takes 2nd. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Maple Grove girls basketball is the reigning Section 5 4A champions. The Crimson hosted Osseo in the semifinals. Ches Moots has the highlights.
Osseo knocked off Champlin Park by 3 in the section quarterfinals. Maple Grove the 1 seed again in the 5-4A bracket. The Crimson started a little slow but then got out and ran Jordan Odie 2-on-1 dish to Lexi Hanna, 2 of her 10 on the night. Minutes later on the inbounds, Addie Hanna finds Kate Holmquist open near the corner. The junior knocks down the triple, MG up 9-2. Odie started getting hot midway through the first half. Crossover to the teardrop in the paint. She gets the home court roll. Osseo trying to hang around. Tashea Anderson was doing all that she could. Nice spin and lay-in. She led the Orioles with 13. Under a minute until halftime, Odie on the drive, backside pass to an open Addie Hanna. Nothing but nylon from the lefty. Crimson went up 39-16 at the break. Second half, it's that same connection again. Odie drawing 2, kick out to Hanna. Addie put up 15 on the night. Odie was doing a whole lot of dishing and scoring. Tough crossover again into the finish with the right hand. A game-high 38 points from Odie, 5 triples from the Michigan State commit. The Crimson roll to a 46-point win over Osseo. They'll play Park Center for the 5-4A title at home on Thursday night. In Maple Grove, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.